Hi, you all just finished a U-Try where you got to solve a compound inequality involving the word or. Asked you to graph your solution on the number line and write your solution in interval notation. So let's see how this one went. What I gave you all was 5x minus 5 is greater than 7x minus 5, or 3x plus 5 is less than or equal to x minus 1. Alright, so hopefully you all took these separately and solved each one. So on the first one, I would probably subtract 7x from both sides. I just kind of like my x's on the left. So that'll give me a negative 2x minus 5 is greater than negative 5. Then I would add 5 to both sides, which is going to give me negative 2x is greater than 0. Don't freak out over 0. I promise you that negative 5 plus 5 is 0, and it's not no solution or undefined or anything like that. 0 is a number 2, okay? From here, the only thing I have left to do is divide both sides by negative 2. When I divide by that negative, it will switch my sign. So instead of greater than, now it's less than. And 0 divided by negative 2 is 0. That's what the first one looks like. For the second one, let's see, I would probably subtract x from both sides first. And get 2x plus 5 is less than or equal to negative 1. Then subtract 5 from both sides. So now I've got 2x is less than or equal to negative 6. And lastly, I would divide both sides by 2, so I'm going to get x is less than or equal to negative 3. So that's what my solutions look like. Let's go ahead and graph them to see what they look like on the number line. So here's 0, so x is less than 0. It would have a parenthesis because it's just less than, and it would go to the left. So here's 0, and we're going to go to the left. X is less than or equal to negative 3. It's going to start at negative 3. So here's negative 1, negative 2, and negative 3. It'll have a bracket at negative 3. And it'll also go to the left because of that less than. Okay, so there's my two graphs. So what I'm doing with that or compound inequality is I'm doing the union. I'm basically smushing them together, taking my graphs and going smush. And so when I smush them together, what's going to happen is I'm still going to have this first part, but these two are just going to combine together to continue on. So this shaded area right here is what the union looks like for us, okay? So in interval notation, how far left does that union go? Well, it keeps on going forever in the negative direction, so that's negative infinity. How far to the right does it go? Well, it stops at 0, and at 0 we have a parenthesis, so I will have a parenthesis in my interval notation. I'll also have a parenthesis with the negative infinity because infinities always have a parenthesis with them. So there's my graph, and there's my interval notation for this compound inequality.